Okay, so welcome everyone to episode 8 of Historias con Gracia con Victor Gracia. This is me, your host, Victor Gracia, and I have a very special guest today with me. This is Mindy, and I don't want to mess up your full name. What's your full name in Thai?
It's hard. นภัสสรจิระจักรวาล
Okay, that's her name, everyone. I don't want to say, I don't want to mispronounce it, but that's her name, Napatsorn. But then, when did you choose your name, your Mindy name?
English name.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It's a bit long to explain because like in Thailand, like nobody calls each other like real name. Like our really long name. So we call each other by nickname, and my nickname is Mine. Mine.
Okay.
So it's like a bit weird when I introduce myself as Mine to like foreigners. So I started to think of like another name, like English name that is like similar to my nickname. Okay. So I came across Mindy, and that's it.
That's a cool story. Do you think that if I went to Thailand, I would have to choose like a nickname, or is Victor fine?
I think Victor is fine, really.
Okay.
But Thai nicknames are like random. Like sometimes there are like nicknames like bomb or arm or gun or something like that. Like Thai nicknames are like random English words. So it's really hard for Thai people when we go abroad like and introduce ourselves like the nickname. Yeah, but the problem is that the real name is too long too. So we have like sometimes people like Thai people have to choose like the English name. Yeah, but Victor is all fine in Thailand, I think.
Okay, thank you, Mindy. Well, before we get started on your very interesting life, because I was fascinated by everything you told me when we worked together at Disney. I want to ask you first a couple of lightning round questions. Okay, so are you ready?
Sure.
Okay, so favorite day of the week.
I love every day. I'm sorry.
Okay, that's a very positive answer. Okay. Would you rather be able to speak to every language in the world or be able to talk to animals?
Oh, to animals.
Okay, why?
I love animals. Really. It would be cool. I would be like Disney princess.
Oh, what's your favorite animal?
My favorite animal, baby elephant.
You have a lot of those in Thailand, right?
Yeah, it's like the national animal.
Cool. What's your favorite holiday?
Christmas, of course.
Are you Christian, Catholic, or?
I'm not Christian.
Oh, okay.
Technically, like literally, I am Buddhist.
Okay.
But I don't really believe in one single religion.
Oh, okay, that's
like,
interesting.
Yeah, I just go wherever I believe and pray to whatever I believe.
Okay. Is it wrong for a vegetarian to eat animal crackers?
I think no.
Okay. What's your Hogwarts house?
Sorry, what is it?
Your Hogwarts house. From Harry Potter, Hogwarts.
Oh, Hogwarts house.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Hufflepuff.
Me too. What's the place you most want to travel to that you haven't been yet?
For now, I think South America.
Okay. What's your favorite junk food? Because I know you love food.
I love food. Okay. Maybe milkshake? Is that considered junk food?
Yeah, maybe if it has enough sugar or things in it, I think. What's your favorite season of the year?
Winter, I guess.
Okay. Is it the same than over in the US? I mean, is it the same? I don't know if we have the same, like summer is at the same time, or is it backwards from winter?
Okay, it's not the same, but I think winter is the same, like the end of the year. But summer of ours is like March to April. Yeah.
Okay. And it's very hot in Thailand, right? It's always very hot.
It's really hot. Like we don't really have real winter.
What's the coldest it can get?
Coldest in Bangkok, I think like 20 degrees Celsius. I don't know it in Fahrenheit.
We use Celsius too in Mexico. Yeah.
You use Celsius too?
Yeah.
Okay.
20. That's nothing. That's like a regular spring day over here, I think.
But we don't really have spring. We have like hot season, like summer, and the rainy season, and sort of cold season, like less hot season.
Exactly. What's your last Halloween costume?
Oh, last Halloween costume. We don't really take like Halloween seriously in Thailand.
Okay.
But my last one would be like at Disney.
Okay.
I dress up as a character from the Haunted Mansion, the ride, like like the ride in Magic Kingdom.
I think the entire time that we were there, I only went once into the Haunted Mansion, or twice, maybe once or twice.
Once?
I think just once. Yeah. I don't know. It's not one of my favorite rides. I like it.
Why?
It's like the slow moving. How did we call them? The boat rides, the ones that were very slow, like a typical ride.
The typical ride.
Are they called boat rides because they're boats in water? I don't know. Yeah, well, those were not my.
I'm
favorite.
not sure. Like the cruise or something? Yeah, that one.
I don't know. Yes, maybe. Cake or pie? What do you prefer, cake or pie?
Cake.
Okay. What's your favorite ice cream flavor?
Raspberry.
Okay. What does a person need to be happy?
What does a person need to be happy? To be in the present.
Okay. Is there such a thing as objective beauty?
Objective beauty. I think beauty is pretty subjective.
Okay.
I don't believe there's something objective.
What's the age?
Sorry?
What's the best age? Like from 24 to 30 years? Or the age, yeah.
Oh.
What's the best one? What do you think?
For me, I don't really believe that there is a best age. Yeah, okay. I think this is life and we have to experience it. Yeah.
Oh, that's a very nice response. Would you want to live forever?
Definitely not.
Okay. What's the fastest speed? No, yeah, tell me. Go ahead.
Okay. I just think that because the years of our lives are limited, and that's why it's meaningful.
Okay.
Yes,
that's a very nice response. If you were really, really, really hungry, will you eat a bug? Well, I know
a bug.
Yes.
Sure.
I don't know.
It's not really uncommon in Thailand.
That's what I was gonna say. I mean, over here, it's not uncommon because we have places in Mexico where it's common to eat grasshoppers and stuff. But at least where I live, it's not that common. It's more in other places. How used are you to eating bugs or things that we consider exotic? Is that like a everyday, or is it just in the weekends, or how common is it?
It's not that common, but it's like acceptable. Like,
Okay.
it's okay if your favorite food is like one of the fried insects in Thailand. Yeah,
Okay.
but for me, it's not my favorite. I love something like fleshy.
Okay. You like fleshy things. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I love meat. Oh my god, I'm sorry.
No, I know you love like every kind of food, actually, right?
Yeah,
I saw a video of you like eating, like of people offering you food and then you coming over and just eating, taking a bite. That's like
yeah.
one of your reels, I think, in Instagram.
I just love food, like everything.
Okay, so I'll ask you that a little bit later. Right now, like I wanna know because Mindy and I met in 2019 in the summer when we went to work at Disney World in Orlando, and you arrived I think a week or two after I did, or was it before? No, it was after.
I guess so. I think I arrived like 1 or 2 weeks later than you, right?
Like at the end of May, I think.
I think so. Oh, yeah, yeah, like the end of May or the beginning of June.
And your program was 2 months or 3 months?
2 months.
2 months. Okay, so for me it was three. So it was just I think you left, and then 2 weeks later I left. So it was almost at the same time.
You're right, yeah.
So that's how I met Mindy. We worked the same place at the Yacht and Beach Club, and we were working the registers and the floor in the two souvenir shops that we have in the hotel. And it was very fun because I used to go in and then see Mindy, and I'd just say Captain Crab and Sawadee Crab and stuff like that in Thai that she taught me, and that from I had other friends from Thailand that I met during my year abroad at England. So when I met Mindy, I don't know if I just said something in Thai, then you said, "Oh, wow, that's how do you know that?" or something. It probably happened.
I think so. And you know that, like, why? Right? Why?
What do you
This?
mean? Why? Oh, this. That's yeah.
Yeah.
You told me that it was that people you bow, right?
When we say hello, yeah. We don't shake hands. We just why is called why in Thailand.
Oh, okay. Okay, that's something new. But yeah, I mean, I always went like this and you went like this too, and I think I didn't know why, but now I know why.
Yeah.
Of course, I thought it was a costume or something. So yeah, that's why I did that. So Mindy, what have you been doing since then? What have you been up to? What do you do for work? You said before we started recording, she said that she's been working full time every single day. So what do you do right now?
Okay. Like actually after I finished the program, I went to like several trips with my parents, like for 2 or 3 months, and then I started working, and I just have been working for the job until today. So it's like a year and 2 or 3 months now. Yeah, I loved it, and it's business development. I'm working like for like a special project team for Shopee. Shopee is like an e-commerce platform that is originally from Singapore, and is in Thailand, and is in like different places like in ASEAN, like Southeast Asia, and it just went to Brazil like last year, I guess.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah, so I loved it, and the job is so fun. The team is really great, and my bosses they really grew me well. So I just decided to stay for like more than a year now.
Okay, that's cool. Okay, so do you go to work, or do you work from home? How is it?
For now, yeah, I work from home. I worked from home last year for like 3 months, and this year I just started working from home like after New Year because of like the COVID breakout like in Thailand. It's like the second phase right now.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Good. And then you mentioned the traveling. How are you able to travel to that so many places? because you told me once when I asked you when I saw your Instagram, because when I followed Mindy, I was amazed by her pictures and all the places that she's gone to. But I asked you, but I forgot. How are you able to travel everywhere?
Sorry, how?
How are you able? Not like money wise, but just how do you find the time, or how do you go that far, or how many? Like, what's your story behind the traveling?
Okay. I don't think it's much. The main reason is that my parents love traveling so much. Like, they just love it, and we just travel together, like, as a family. Like, my parents, my sister, and I, since I was young, and we just started traveling when I was 12, I think. Like, we went to Egypt. Like, it's like the first trip that we really go somewhere apart from China. I originally like from China. Yeah. So it's like the first trip to Egypt when I was 12, and it changed like everything. We just loved it, and we just got addicted to it. Yeah. So I usually find time like during my holiday, like when I was in school, like holiday, like no matter it's short or long. If it's like 4 days, I would go somewhere near. If it's like 3 months holiday, I would go somewhere like far away. Yeah.
Okay.
You know, and when
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, nothing much. Like, and when you see more, you will know like there are a lot more that you haven't seen. You know.
That's cool. What's the farthest that you've been from home when you went to the US?
Furthest in distance. You mean
I mean, what's the maybe the longest you've been from home? Is that the 2 months in the US?
Oh yeah, that's the longest in the US. I think 3 months apart. Like 3 months away from Thailand.
Okay, and now the furthest, like what's the most remote place that you've been to?
I think Canada is like in distance. Yeah, I think Canada is like the furthest from Thailand I have been to. And maybe Cuba.
Okay.
Cool. No, I think Canada is further from Thailand.
Okay. And do you have any stories that have happened to you in your travels? Like, have you forgotten your passport anywhere, or have you like lost a train or a plane? Or are you very responsible when you travel? Like, are you on time every time, or what has happened? Something that you can just remember right now.
Oh, I'm pretty good at managing everything on my traveling time.
Okay.
I have never lost any valuables. I have never lost my passport. No, I have never missed a flight. Okay. No, actually. Whoa! That amazed me because I have never thought of it before. Like the fact that I have never messed up.
I think I've never lost a flight. Okay, go ahead. Okay.
Oh, sorry. Okay. I think maybe one time, like in Bangkok. Bangkok is like the capital city of Thailand, and I live in Bangkok. So in Bangkok, we have like 2 airports. One time, I went to the wrong airport, but I managed it because I have like really like 2 or 3 hours of spare time. So I had like enough time to go to another airport, the correct one.
And how far is it? Like 1 hour, 2 hours between the other, like the 2 airports?
I think half an hour, so it's not bad.
Oh, okay, it's not that.
Luckily, because the traffic in Thailand is usually bad, but
yes,
on that day is better.
I always see like Thailand in movies, and Bangkok. I think I saw it in The Hangover Part 2 or something, and that's
I think 3. I'm not sure.
2 or 3. I don't know. I don't remember. And it's like the one of the places that I'm honestly like afraid to go because of those movies. Like, I know it's different, and you told me that it's different, and my other friends in Thailand told me it's different. But it seems like very chaotic, and everyone is walking through the streets, and traffic is horrible and stuff. Is that real, or is that just like a thing that we see in movies?
the chaos
Uh-huh.
is chaotic.
Okay.
I think, yeah, like Bangkok, especially Bangkok, like in Thailand, it's really different to live in Bangkok and the surrounding areas and like the further places. Bangkok is the thing. It's really chaotic. It's really overwhelming. The traffic is the worst, and the public transportation is not really good.
Okay. And how far away are you from the center? Like you live in the outside, right, of Bangkok?
Yeah, like the outskirts of Bangkok. I think around like 20 kilometers
Okay.
from the center. It's not really far, but sometimes it takes me like more than 2 hours to get to the center.
Wow.
Like the traffic is that bad. Yeah.
2 hours. Oh my God.
It's really sad, the traffic situation.
Okay. Now switching gears to food. Why do you love food that much? When did you realize that you wanted to take a bite? You wanted to take a bite out of everything that you saw?
I don't know, but maybe it's because of the fact that I traveled. Like I have been traveling since I was young, so I just eat everything, like the different things, and like the main reason that I travel, like the reason I love traveling is like I love seeing their differences.
Okay. Okay.
I love facing like the differences, and food is like the difference. Like every place in the world has its unique food. So I love to try that. I love to taste the difference. Yeah, and maybe that's why.
What's your favorite food from outside Thailand?
Outside Thailand, I actually love like Italian food.
Okay.
I love like the cheesy stuff,
Okay.
Yeah, and I love like how delicate it is made.
Okay. Cool.
And I love Mexican food too. Really.
Well, but I think you haven't tried the real Mexican food because you haven't come to Mexico yet, or have you?
I have once,
When?
but I didn't go to like Mexico. I went to Cozumel,
Well,
the island.
yes. Uh-huh.
I went there maybe like 2 years before I went to Disney to Disney ICP program. I went on a Disney cruise to like around like the Western Caribbean, and I went to like different places and islands. So Cozumel was one of our destination from the Disney cruise.
Oh, okay. So yeah, you can say that you have. Okay. I stand.
I loved it.
I stand corrected. You visited Mexico, and it's a very beautiful part of the country too. Okay, so you said you loved Mexican food. Do you remember what you had? Did you have fish or did you have anything else?
I think it was like normal one, like avocado, like guacamole, right?
Yes.
It's pronounced guacamole, right? And like some kind of fish and some kind of natural, like natural with something, yeah. But I loved it, and I love salsa a lot.
Okay, cool. Is Thai food is very spicy too, right? Or am I? Yeah.
I think it was spicier.
Okay.
For some parts.
When I was in London, we went to a Thai restaurant, and and I think it was very authentic Thai food. Well, I hope so, at least. But it was really, really good. It was one of the most memorable nights that I had over there trying Thai food.
Wow.
It was very, very tasty. Now, what's the weirdest thing that you've eaten?
Weirdest? I have eaten like weird meat, like different kinds of meat. Yak.
Is that? Yeah, I've heard of that. What is that?
It's like
that's an animal, right?
Yeah, it's like a really big kind of bull, like a type of cow, like hairy kind of cow.
Oh yes.
Yeah, and the yak is originally from like the Himalayan area. So I have eaten yak like when I went to Tibet and like some parts of China and Bhutan.
Okay.
And some other weird things. Maybe snake meat.
Snake? Where? Where did you have snake?
China, for sure.
I think you can find everything in China, right? Okay, so switching another gears again to something that I see that in your posts and everything. When did you start modeling and then working with brands? How did that start, and how do you like that's a side thing, right? Apart from your main work.
Yeah. It's like when I started my Instagram, it was like really long time ago, and I just post like some traveling photos and everything. You know, I really love like taking photos and traveling. And again, like some more followers during the time, and when it reached like 7,000 or something, like 7,000 followers or something. Yeah, it was when I entered the university. Yeah, and during that time, the brands started to reach out, like, can I offer you like these products? Can I sponsor you like some kind of product so I can post it on my Instagram? So this is simply how it started. Like,
Okay.
I think it's like the boom of Instagram and the boom of influencer marketing at the same time.
Okay, and what do you think is the future of that? Do you think, like after, like during the pandemic, and after, will it be the same, or will it change? Do you think that you'll be doing the same thing, like with brands, for a long time, or what do you want to do with that?
For this part of my life,
Mm-hmm.
I think so. I think I will continue doing it as long as there are brands that want to work with me. Actually, I don't really do it for a living. It's just like a hobby. Yeah, it doesn't really take too much of my time. So if there are brands like willing to spend some money on me or want to sponsor me, I think it's all fine. Yeah.
What would you recommend to people that want to do the same thing as you, with the brands and stuff, with influencer marketing? Like how can they start to make something out of their social media?
Honestly, I'm not really a big influencer. Actually, like myself, yeah. I'm just like a micro influencer, and I think the way to gain like some popularity, like some more followers, is just to create the content like often, like more often, and to create like quality content, like just believe in what you love, and if you really love that kind of like topic or anything that you are interested in, and you just create content, like authentic content for it. And I think that's like the way. Yeah.
Okay, so consistency and quality.
Yeah, sure.
What is the, like, your biggest, where do you want to go from where you are now? You're working for this company that you mentioned. What are your plans for after the pandemic ends, or what do you want to do, like, going on?
Going on, you mean like with my life?
Yes.
Sorry, the connection was off for a little bit. So the question is like, what do you?
Yeah, what do you want to do,
Sorry.
like, after the pandemic ends? Like, I mean, I think everyone had plans to travel and stuff. I had a lot of plans to travel, and maybe you had like 1,000 more. Where do you want to go in terms of your work? Do you have any plans to start a business in the future, or what do you want to do in the future?
Okay. After the pandemic ends, I actually I actually want to go for my master degree in the US, and I have to wait for the pandemic to end because I want to go there and experience it. Like I don't want to like spend my time in the dorm or like learning from here. Yeah, so I want to wait for the pandemic to end, and after that, I would come back to Thailand and just start working on my own. Maybe I have to quit like the permanent job here, and I want to like maybe start my own business or yeah.
Cool. And
So
now,
but the like the main plan right now for me is like master degree.
so now that you mentioned the U.S., when you went and lived in the U.S., when we worked at Disney, how did you find the what are the main differences between living in Thailand and living in the U.S.? Like the most culturally shocking thing that you saw, or how is it different?
I think there is no like really shocking moment for me like culturally because I have been to like some summer courses like abroad, like, and I have been to ISEC program. You have ISEC in your country, right? Yeah, so I volunteered like in some of the European countries before, so I am pretty exposed to like Western cultures, so it's not like really shocking because I expected it. But I think the main difference between Western and Eastern culture is that like the level of I don't know how to say it, like maybe like the freedom of maybe like speech and the way you express yourself.
Okay.
So for Asia, it's more like everybody has like a role model. Like the culture actually like teaches us like to act properly and to be respectful like to the elders, you know, like something like that. And the Western countries are more like open and more like freedom of speech and action. Yeah, so everybody are more like individual. Yeah, but for Thailand and all of the Asian countries, I guess it's more like go with the norm of the culture. Yeah.
That's very, very interesting. When you came here, you lived with other roommates from Thailand, or did you get it from all over the place?
They're all from Thailand, actually.
Okay. I think, yeah, they do that on purpose, I think, because I lived with all Mexican people. So, yeah.
So they do that on purpose.
Would you have liked to live with people from other places or with Thai people?
Even at that time or
Yeah.
generally? At that time?
At that time.
Okay. I would wish to. I think I wish to stay with my Thai friends because we are like actual friends from school.
Oh, okay.
And we tried to we met during like the process, like the interviewing process and everything for the program. Yeah, and we just want to stay together at that time. Yeah. So it's more like like living with other people would be good. Like I would love that too, but I think I want to stay with like the friends from my school too.
Cool. When I was abroad, I lived it was, I think we were 8 or 9 people in the flat, and we had each our own room, and 2 of my my flatmates were Thai. So yeah, that's how I met people. Speaking of Disney, because I know you love Disney so much, like incredibly so. You love what do you love more? I think you love Disney more than Harry Potter, right? A little bit.
A little. I think I love Disney more.
Okay.
Like Disney means like thousands of stories. But Harry Potter world is one world.
Exactly.
So maybe I love Disney better.
So I think you told me that you visited every Disney park in the world.
Yeah.
And the Orlando one was the last one that you had to visit.
Yes.
That was so cool. So cool.
I kept the best for the last.
Yes. I've only been to the one at Hong Kong and the one at Orlando. Yeah, so it was very interesting to see Disney. Like I had been to Disney World in the US when I was little, and then I went to the one in Hong Kong in 2014 again, I think. And it was very interesting to see like the things that are the same and the things that are different.
Yeah.
What are your best and worst experiences working at Disney during that summer of 2019?
Okay. It's really hard. It's really a hard question because every moment is like the best moment. I'm sorry, but I really love like the whole experience there. Yeah. It's just like my dream. It's just like dream come true. And okay, maybe like the best feeling I got was when I realized that I was actually a part of this Disney, like a part of this brand that I truly love for my whole life. And it was like a part of the happiness. And I was a part of the park that truly gives like happiness to people. So I think like it's really, really good because I have been receiving like a lot of happiness and fun and the immersive stories and everything from Disney since I was young. And that at that point, I was able to be a part of that to spread like my kind of like the happiness I believed in for my whole life to others too. So I think that might be like the best feeling I got at that time. But I cannot really answer the worst moment because there wasn't a worst moment.
For me, I had a couple of worst moments.
Really?
Yes, I think a couple of worst moments where like this happened throughout the whole program that I didn't have enough time to make myself lunch. So my lunch, I don't know if you remember or saw me eating once or twice. My lunch at the middle of the day was like a little snack bar and water, and that was it. So I couldn't often take a pasta or anything to work. So I was pretty hungry all the time. And then another time I had, that we sold the
Explain it.
It was like it's a long thing with cheese, and it was a long piece of bread with cheese and what was it?
I know that.
A meatball sub. Yeah.
Yeah, meatball sub. Oh my god, I missed the word.
Okay, so the meatball sub, I ate two of those, and it's a little embarrassing, but those two meatball subs that I ate, I mean, the first time that happened, it was like, okay, this is maybe something was wrong with me during that day. But then the second time that I ate it, it was the same thing happened, that I had to come back like 5 or 10 minutes after my shift started again because I had to go to the bathroom, and it was really embarrassing because you remember and then I know she's gonna see this. I know everyone from that we worked with is gonna see this whole episode. But Monica, remember Monica, our coordinator? She went to. I came back and I went to the medicine cabinet to see if there was something that I could take, because the meatball stuff was very hard on my stomach. And she said, hey, what's up? What happened? And I was like, no, I'm not going to say anything. And she's like, come on, I'm a mom. You can tell me anything. Nothing's going to weird me out or gross me out. And I said, okay, fine. Yeah, I ate this and I had to go to the restroom and stuff. And I'm very ashamed that I had to come back a little later. And she said, oh, yeah, it's fine. Just take some water or something. Did it go right through you like water? And I said, yes. It was very embarrassing.
It's all right.
Another time, a guest screamed at me, yelled at me. I think I was closing the store that night. I don't think you were there. And you remember we had what was it called? the meal plan or something.
Yeah, the meal plan.
The dining plan.
I know that. I remember that.
Yes. So they had to take like a snack, a thing, and a thing, like 3 items or whatever. And the water that you could take was like this big, and if you took the other one that was this big, you couldn't take that one. So a guest came over and he brought that big
one?
the big one, and I told him, hey, you can't take that with you. It's not part of the dining plan. It doesn't come with. So he was very, very angry. He took another one, and I told him, hey, that's something else. You can't take that either. And then he came back for the third time, and then I said something else like the same. I wasn't messing with him. I was being honest. Like, he couldn't take those things. And then he just screamed at me and said that it was all bullshit. And then, like, right in front of other guests. So I think I cried a little. I cried a little when that happened.
Oh.
But 90%, maybe 80% of our interactions were like neutral, and then 10% were really happy, or 15%, and then just 5% were like negative. Did you experience all positive interactions, or how was it for you?
Like, it's not all positive. There are times like that too, like your meal plan, your meal plan situation. But I didn't really take it like personally, it's this experience. It's really hard to tell, but maybe it's kind of like, I just believe that everything that happens. Yeah, and it just live in the moment, and I just love like all the moments that come into my life. It's not that like that beautiful, but like some of the bad experiences are good lessons for us. Yeah.
I admire you so much for your positivity, because I couldn't, like, I can't do it like that. I remember you told me once that you post to Instagram whatever you want, whenever you want. You don't worry about the time, about anything. And I don't know if that comes with the fame that you already have, but for me, I have to worry about the colors and if it looks good on the screen. If it's like, I think too much about what I post, and you don't. Look, you have that freedom of mind that I admire, and you're always so positive and stuff. But you have to tell me something negative. Come on. Give me something. What's the hardest part about working at Disney? Come on, give me something.
Oh my god. Okay. Let me think.
Okay. Let me ask you something.
Okay.
I know you worked at other places, because at Disney, because when I went there, when I was there, I only worked at the Yacht and Beach Club, and that's where I found it very easy to get used to the routine of just like getting my costume, which is our uniform. So getting my costume, like at what times, where, what sizes. I had my locker there. I had my routine. I had everything set up and ready to go. And then I just thought that if I went to another place, it was like learning all over again, what to do and everything, and memorizing where everything was and the names of the people that we worked with. Like, for me, it was just mentally chaotic, so I didn't do it. But tell me, how were your experiences working in other places at Disney?
It was exciting. Like, it's new. Like, I loved taking shifts at the other places, because I love differences, as I told you. Yeah, and those are the differences. If I messed up, cool.
You messed up, just said sorry?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry?
No, if you messed up, you only said sorry and that's it. I mean, what's the worst that can happen, right?
Yeah, that's the worst. And if I mess up, and that would be like the one time that I went there. Right.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's just that. Yeah, and I think the good side of it, like, is better, because you get to experience like the other places, the other people, and if it's not like really that good, you would know. Yeah.
I remember I think you worked two, or was it possible to take, no, 3 shifts? No, 2 shifts. I think you told me once that you
two.
You did 2 in one day, right? I
had.
I remember
I had done that.
You went in the morning and then went somewhere. I think you went to the parks and then came to work again, something like that.
Yes, I did.
was it one time or was it a couple of times?
I think two, maybe 2 or 3 days that I took like two shifts on one day. It's really tiring.
Yes, no.
It was really tiring.
I was like dead after 1 shift. How can you manage 2 shifts and then go to a park in between those? I mean, it's impossible. I couldn't ever. Why did you do that? Was it because you wanted to like the extra cash, or did you want to cover for some days that you wanted to do something else, or what happened?
Let me think. I think I needed more cash to spend with Disney.
Yes, to spend at Disney.
To spend more at Disney, and we have like the a really good multiplier when we work overtime.
Right.
Like I think it's like 1.5 when we work like more than 8 hours a day, and that's a lot.
No, I know.
Yeah, I just loved it, and I think. Okay, I'm really sorry, but I'm your extreme person. I'm that person in your life. Yeah, it's just if I do something, I'm not going to do it like 50% or 60%. I would go like 100 or more.
I know.
But when I decided to sleep, I just sleep like more than 10 hours or something. Yeah, I live like that. Mm-hmm. When I was at Disney, I would think like, okay, this is like one time thing. I wouldn't have like this chance like all over again in my life. The Disney ICP would be like the one time thing in my life. I would do everything I wanted to do. Like sleep can be later.
Well, I have that mentality too when I do stuff, but then my body just beats me, like it's just my body doesn't let me go that far. Even if I wanted to like stretch, I think the most that I've been up is 24 hours, and I think I've only done that twice in my life, like being awake for 24 hours. And then like if you like sleeping with like in a room with 2 other people, I was in the top bunk, and then getting home at 12 or 1 in the morning, and then going to sleep like 40 minutes after that because you have to get ready, have dinner and stuff. And then wake up the next day and you have to do stuff. And then I'm just like, this is a normal working life, like it's not special.
Yeah, I know.
Everyone has this. We're lucky enough to have it at Disney, but like that life is, it's very tiring, honestly. For me, I don't have that energy, and I have that energy that you can go more than 100% with stuff, and I try, but it's just so hard for me because I'm an old man since I was 18.
Literally, I'm that person of yours. Like I think, okay, I'm pretty healthy, like generally, and but sometimes it's hard for me to manage everything. Like even at Disney is not like really hard for me. Like the hours of sleep is not. It's not that short for me. Yeah, like when I was like in the university. I think I lost the connection.
Yeah, you're good.
Hello?
You're good. You said
okay,
when
I'm back.
When you went to university. Mm-hmm.
When I went to the university, it's even worse. Like I even some days I even like have like 1 or 2 hours sleep and everything, and that's like work, my school work. I wanted to keep up with like all the classes, and I wanted like best results from my school, but also I wanted to do like all the extracurricular activities too. So it was really hard time for my body when I was in the university. So when I went to Disney, is this like okay, because it was harder for me in the university.
Wow, that's
so
incredible.
I'm really that person of yours, like the 200%, the plus ultra.
That is really cool. Like, I admire you for that. You went to university for business, right? Like me.
Yeah, business. Majoring in marketing.
Okay. And then you have a uniform that has like a yellow striped thing. That's your school uniform, right?
It's not my school uniform.
Okay, so what is that?
It's my what is it called? What is it called? Graduation gown.
Oh, okay.
It's my graduation gown.
Okay,
yeah.
So you took your graduation gown to many places, right? I mean, does Thailand have a desert, or did you take your gown to a desert and took pictures? I mean, why did you take it everywhere? Is that a thing in Thailand, or is that a thing, or was it just you?
It's sort of a thing in Thailand. Like it's not everybody takes their graduation gowns to places, but graduation is a really, really big thing in Thailand. Like, and taking photos with the graduation gown is really like big thing in Thailand. Like everybody like hires photographers to take pictures with the graduation gown, and some people even like do that like multiple times. Like one time, hire a photographer to take like your photo like by yourself in the school. Another time with another group of friends, another time with family, and it's like really a big thing in Thailand. Like we are crazy about like graduation and taking graduation photos. So it's not everybody takes the graduation gown to everywhere, but it's not that uncommon to be like really crazy about taking photos with graduation gown.
I think I would be.
Does that answer your question?
Yes. I think I would do the same if school made me sleep just 1 or 2 hours a night. I would be the same. For me, it was just I remember when I was in school, I thought, oh yeah, I'm lucky that I have 6 hours tonight to sleep. So maybe my average was 5, but not 2. Oh, come on, that's horrible.
No, that's not my average. My average might be like 3 to 5.
Okay.
When I was in school.
Still.
Yeah, and I usually have like the rest day, the sleep day, like one time in my week when I was in school. Yeah, I really did a lot like during my school days. I did like 3 or 4 extracurricular activities a year, and I did like a lot of case competitions, like competing for like business cases, and that really took a lot of my time. Yeah.
Cool. That's so cool, and that you are able to do that so many things in one day. It's just awesome. What was your favorite thing to do at Disney? Maybe besides eating, what was your favorite park to go to?
A favorite park? I think actually mine is Animal Kingdom.
Okay.
I love going to Animal Kingdom a lot because I love animals, and I think there are like a lot of like different rides. You can like experience like a lot of like different types of rides, and it's like really big. And my favorite ride is there.
Which one?
The Pandora Awada.
Oh yes, of course.
Yeah, the rite of passage. That's like I went there 10 times. When I went there like the first time, like I went on that ride like on the first day that I entered that I first entered like Animal Kingdom, and I was like, oh my god, my goal was like to take this ride like for 10 times during my Disney ICP program, and I did it.
And did you do the line for 3 hours to get there, like to do the ride each time?
I never do like I never did like the 3 hours line. I had a trick like to go there like at the end of the day, like
Okay.
yeah, like when like 10 minutes to the park closing time, I will run there, and the line would be like about an hour, or like maybe sometimes it's like half an hour, sometimes it's like 1.5 hours, like it depends. Yeah, but that's like the maximum I would do for a ride.
Okay.
I just loved it. Yeah.
That's cool. I went onto that ride 2 times, I think, with different groups of friends, and it was very, very fun. I remember that when we went to when I went to take pictures of you, and that's one of my favorite photo shoots that I've done. I think some of the best pictures that I've taken in my opinion, ever. And then
Thank you. I love those photos too.
I know. You're like one of the best models in the world. I took pictures of you in Animal Kingdom, right? So we met somewhere, then I took some pictures of you there, and then I think you posted one of those, and I posted two, and then we went to the Pandora area, and I took some others, and then we sat. Remember when we sat? Like, I still have this moment in my brain. And
Wow.
And look, I don't know if you remember when we were sitting it was very hot. What day was very hot. So we went into the shop for the Pandora ride. And we sat there, and then some like a cast member came over, and she said, "Hey, I can't have you sitting here. Can you please go somewhere else?"
Oh, I remember it.
Okay.
I can't remember it.
So, do you think that she knew that we were cast members too? Because that's what's been bothering me all this time, almost 2 years, 1.5 years later. Did she?
I think that's possible.
Okay.
I'm not 100% sure, but I think she would treat the same. I'm not sure. Okay, I won't have a comment. Maybe she knew, maybe she didn't. But there's like a possibility, because we didn't speak like perfect English, and we seem to be like the very age of attending like the ICP program, and we are like different races. We are from like different countries.
Yes,
yeah.
That's why I was thinking that, because we didn't look like a brother and a sister. I had a camera. We didn't have we didn't look like tourists. We didn't have it was. We looked like ICPs, but she couldn't have known for sure. And it's something that they say is like, never treat someone different from other people, because you never know who's there. Like, you actually never know who you're speaking to. So yeah. That day was fun. It was very fun taking pictures, and doing the animations for your pictures was pretty fun too.
Yeah, I really love that photo shoot.
It was really cool. Well, Mindy, thank you for being here today with me. I remember you told me that I'm welcome in Thailand whenever I go. So I hope that still stands. Of course, you're welcome here whenever you come to Mexico. I think we're very connected. We're always I'm always liking your pictures. It's like any picture of Mindy's comes up in my feed, and I just automatically like it. Well, I think we're very connected in the sense that, like, me, you, and the friends that we made at Disney are always like, it's like we're close, even if we're on the other side of the world, and like 13 hours apart or 11 hours apart, and
more than that.
I'm very happy to have you as a friend. I really enjoyed this conversation, and I hope we have another one soon.
Yeah, I wish. It's really a nice interview, and a really nice catch up time. Really.
Yes.
Oh my god, I really miss the time in the US.
Well, I hope we can have another adventure soon. It will be cool.
Hoping that the pandemic will end so soon.
Let's hope so. Okay. Well, thank you everyone that stayed to watch the whole thing. Thank you, Mindy, for being here as a guest. Don't forget to if you like the video, just like it and subscribe to the channel. I've never said this in the other episodes, but yeah, I think I have to start doing it and start saying it
please.
and start remembering people. Check out Mindy's Instagram. I'll put it in her when her name comes up. Yes. Maybe I can put it in the description, or maybe I can put it in. I also put it in when your name comes up,
Okay.
and on the screen. So yeah, thank you everyone, and goodbye.
Bye. ขอบคุณค่ะ
ขอบคุณครับ
Yes, thank you in Thai.
Yes.